Hey Dan, Brent Roberts here with my basement project. I think I have everything done that you told me to work on, minus I'm seeing the smoke alarm right now, which I'll have to move. I don't know if you need to be here for that or not, but I can send you another video down the road once I move that. But I'll start over here at the box where the whole project begins. Plenty of extra wire in there should I need it. This is all live right now, so I got my little voltometer here telling me it's live. Put the plugs on the side of this box as well as extended it out to the length of that stud there. And then the other cord coming out the bottom also has its plug on it. Okay, and then the next thing you told me to do is attach everything to the studs. So here you can see, it's not the best lighting on that, but it is screwed into that stud right out the box. So that cord goes out the top and right here and then up and through the studs as it works its way up. There's no sort of holes or anything back here. It just kind of, I guess if anything, it's kind of loose back around there. If you need me to screw it onto a couple spots, I can probably figure out a way to get that done. And then it goes up and through the holes up there. You'll see my light for the closet is that other wire that comes into the picture right there. But we'll follow the one wire, although now, I mean, you can't tell which one's which, but you know that it comes down here to this box, which is there. And I haven't actually tested the switch yet with the voltometer, so let me see if I can get this thing to work. Oh yeah, so here we go, off. That one's the live wire coming in. Hopefully when I flip this switch, I'll have live power here, which I now do. So perfect. I don't know if you need to see that or not, but it does appear to be working. We'll follow this wire back up to the top with it being on now. So this is on, following the wire back up to the, oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Okay, following the wire back up to the top. This is probably gonna hurt your head after a while watching this, so hopefully you're okay. But follow my lamp wire there, up through the ceiling with the nicely drilled hole after you showed me how to do it. Looks very nice. I should have done that on the other, I did do it on the other side, but it didn't come out as clean as you saw my issues I was having. This goes up into here, which I connected to the stud right there. Under the stud, around back through here, and then up through here and into my box, which I have not put the light on yet because as I drywall this, you're right, it's going to be way easier to put these lights on after I complete the project. That comes through one of the knockout punches there. Maybe I can get some light up in there with this little thing. A little bit. But plenty of wire in there as well, 6 inches easily. I'll probably have to trim that down as I put the light on. But the whole thing, you can kind of see right there, the wire goes around down there, behind that 2x4 that's horizontal, and then it attaches to that joist and comes back up through here. Yeah, so then we'll follow this back down to the switch. There's my switch, and coming out of that box, we have the plug connected to the stud, down to the low hole in this metal stud, aluminum stud, across, pretty simple stuff here. A little bit of free line, so I attached that to the stud and dropped it in right there. That does look fairly long between here and here, and I can't remember exactly what the distance was that you said I needed to cover. But I'm just going to measure this real quick and see how far it is for you. Sorry about this. I did not expect to have to do this. I didn't even think about it. We are right at 12 inches or so at the top of this. A little bit less than that. And if you need me to throw a thing in right there at like the 8-inch mark or the 6-inch mark, wherever you need to throw one in, I can. I'll probably honestly do that right after this video anyways, because it takes all of 5 seconds. Through this gap in between the door frame, and the stud there, and then through here into this big box where everything is connected right on top of that. I can't really tighten that any farther, but it is connected to that stud right there. That brings up to my switch, which you'll be impressed by my lighting here after you told me that the light had to be sealed. I love this light. I got it at Menards. It was real cheap. I'll probably straighten this out. I'll put another one right here to hold this down, just because it is kind of a little wobbly there, even though I do have it secured on both sides. But it goes up into the switch, and my switch is on. You can see the brightness in the room from this super bright LED that I hooked up in here, and yeah, that looks real good. It's not a bucket light, but it is a just like a LED little thing that, I don't know, it seemed like a good piece. I fixed that hole there. You can see that the wire goes up through the hole underneath that joist, and then up and right up into that, which again, I did use the knockout holes. And oh, I think you can actually see that from here without me having to get the ladder. And let me see if I can zoom in. Oh yeah, zoom in right through that knockout hole. And looks like I'll have to attach that wire up there too, so my fault. I'll go back and redo that as well. Put in 2 or 3 up there. But back down here to the switch. Plug coming out, plug going in. No plugs here, as it's whatever it is those things are called, little holes around the corner into this box here, and the hole in the bottom of this should be sealed up. I'm hoping I'm showing that, but there is no hole there. And I know I have 6 inches of wire in the inside of this, but I'll try to show it to you. I did not go back and cut out all of the what is it called? The sheathing, the yellow sheathing off the wires, just because I'll do that when I'm drywalling, and I'm probably gonna have to take all these plugs off anyways. So I figured I might do it twice, and I'm gonna have to take them all off, and I'll go back and do it then. But then we have this little area had a bunch of loose wire, so I just zip tied it all together kind of and made it into a nice little bunch. It fits real nice and tight within the stud parameters, and threw more holes in the wall. This one I have connected. Oh, did I connect this? Yes, I did connect that. And then this one I have connected in the top and the bottom, and then I just kind of did that to hold it snug there. And then through the hole, this is actually facing the outwards hall, but then back into the inwards here, connected to the stud. And again, I know there's wire in there because my fingers hurt for days after getting all that wire into these boxes with that sheathing on. Crossed through the stud and up into the main switch for the room, which has 2 lines of power coming out of it and all the sheathing in there as well. They are connected here, and I did a bunch of connections. Dead wires right there, flip both these on, and live wires, yay. Okay, follow those up through the ceiling, just so we can show them here. Through a hole halfway up and connected right on the other side to that stud. Connected at the top of that stud, nice and fairly tight up against the board there. Through a hole up there that is a little off-centered, but I do believe it will work. I just saw a little red light flicker, and I don't know what that was, unless it was that smoke line. Through the joists in the ceiling, through underneath my AC duct, which, I mean, if it's supposed to go over it, man, that's brutal. But I don't think it is. I don't really know, because I mean, the other side is under and then over, and so that's kind of what I did. I did under and then over the second side here, and then into my ceiling mount. And this was the more durable ceiling mount with the 3 screws and the bolt heads on them that I had to use a little tiny ratchet head to get in there. But the 2 wires I just jammed up in there, and when I go back through and do the drywall, I'll be able to pull those out and hook a ceiling fan up to these things or whatever I'm going to do. And so that's one side. That is the, what side is that? I believe we'll just call it west just in case, but that's from that box in the shadow right there, all the way up and around and down and back up to that lamp, and then there. Ooh, still, no, I don't have that light on. I thought I did. But right there and then around, and good stuff, I hope. So yes, that is one side of the room right there. Boom. The next side, which is much easier, as it was just all straight plugs and there was no light fixtures of any kinds, but we go straight out of the box. I guess there's actually 2 little parts to this that you never even really looked at one of these parts. This will be the first time really seeing it, but there is a wire here coming out that goes down, and then there's the one underneath that goes down, and I have them both attached to the same spot right there underneath the box, which I think you can see, and one of them drops down and goes through this hole and through that wall, and I'll show you where that goes. I just have that set up right now to be more eventually this exterior wall here of this closet, and if you can visualize where I'm at right now, it's way out here in the hall by the closet. The closet light is right up there, and there's the closet, and this exterior wall eventually is going to have some sort of power or plugs on it or something, and I just have this cord coming all the way out through a hole and just capped on the end here, and I'll wrap them up and put them back in there. But I don't know what I'm going to end up ever doing with that. I just wanted to have it ready to go so I didn't have to try to feed a cord through that wall. I basically already have it done, and so that's all that is. But the other cord off of this connection point here comes down, followed the wrong one, comes down and into my plug with my little black plug thing on top, and there, and these are all, that is connected right here. It's kind of hard to see with the black on black and being in the shadow that I'm in. And then underneath, which also has a plug. I had to double check there, I could barely see it in the video. And then connected to the stud, and then through the stud, runs for a little bit. 2 little studs there offsetting heights because of the fit for the window. I just had to make them fit in there. Continues through, and you'll see connection to the stud and around, drops down into that box and connected down there, and with the plug at the bottom to hold it in place. And we run the cord around this corner here. It never goes through that back stud where there's no hole, behind these metal things that I shouldn't have really sitting here like that. In all fairness, my cat has been doing some nasty stuff over here, so I did put those up to prevent that, and what you're seeing now is actually a cleaner that eliminated any odor that I might have had, or it is 100% dry, even though it kind of looks like it's wet, but it is absolutely dry. And then, oh, I thought I missed a connection there, but we do have my connection on the wall there, and connection on the bottom, as well as a plug on the bottom and a plug on the top. Wires through the wall. Sorry, I'm stepping on things. And into our next box here, which connection on top right there with the zip tie holding it on, and zip tied on the bottom with a invisible plug that we can't see, but it is there. I can feel it. If I can get some light under here. There you go. There's our plug. And there is another plug. Drops down out of that box, comes up through that hole in the stud, through here behind the door frame, out into the hallway, and to the last plug on my wiring system, which, yeah, it's live. I don't know if you're supposed to stick these in here or not, but you kind of can. I think that's what they're meant for. And you can see it's connected with no hole in the bottom. There was one over here that does have a hole in the bottom that I forgot to show you. But I have it capped with those nice little metal things that he told me to check out. And it should be right there, yeah. And that's really it. I do need to add the wiring from this smoke alarm across this joist and drill a hole through that wall and then put a smoke alarm like right there. But I have not done that yet, and I'll have that done very soon. But that's it. I think that should be everything I need to do, but feel free, let me know if you see anything that you want me to really focus in on, or I'll attach a few more of those little zip tie things to the couple spots that I pointed out to myself, and let me know what you think. Thanks, Dan. Talk to you later. Bye.